Hello and welcome to Tuesday, October 12th. Oh my God, I'm saying October 15th. And it's just like, no, stop. Maybe because there's a lot happening on the 15th. So, a couple things. I have this calendar that I got to get a new one, my 2022. But I love this calendar. It's something I do, I utilize, and I go by it quite a bit. I also have my day timer, so I need to get a new day timer and stuff like that. So my advice to everybody is to order now. And oh my goodness gracious, what's going on? All right, just so many things happening all at once. Okay, so what do we have here? So this is where I wanted to take a look at a few things. So we have the October month. So October is Libra. And take a look at what's going on with around the 15th and what's happening. So there's a lot. I mean, on the 15th, I mean, it's not a bad day. We do have the moon trining Jupiter, or the sun trining Jupiter. Sun trine Jupiters are very fortunate days. They're really great days of creating and bringing things together. Now, this is a Libra and Aquarius trine. So it has to do a lot with information, balancing, law. So with all of these mandates that are coming down, I wouldn't be surprised that something's going to happen to do with the law. Something, a light is going to be shining upon a lot of things that that are being mandated for people. And this is where right now today, because we have the moon's in a sort of hard aspects today. So your internal core, you might be feeling a lot of rumbling, a little bit of overwhelmness might be on the agenda today. Not on the agenda, but we still have the Mars quincunx Uranus. So there's still the unknown things, unknown information. We're still not getting clear pictures. We can kind of feel it. We're feeling that there's something else is going to happen. Something else is going to go on, but we're not sure what it is. We can't see it. It's there. It's kind of off of our peripheral, and we can feel it, and we're trying to get the information. We're asking because, Mercury's quincunx it, but the moon is trining it. So the moon wants to, say, hey, what's going on over there, dude? I'm still in Capricorn here. I'll be going into Aquarius soon. Do you have any info? And he wants to get the info. He wants to get, what's going on. And we're seeing it, as if you've been watching the news, you've been seeing a lot of crazy stuff happening. There's things that are going, to my understanding, and what when I heard it on Timcast, there was like 6,000 air traffic controllers walking out. So they're finding that there's a shortage. Now, that's just in the United States. So the United States is, there's this shortage that's happening. Yet there's a mandate that a lot of these are coming in, and they're saying they want you to do a certain thing by the 15th. Some people have been given to November the 15th, which then you get the sun squaring, on November 15th. That's the sun square Jupiter. So right now, this Friday, we got the sun trine Jupiter. In a month from then, we're going to have the sun square Jupiter. So that's a harder aspect, and that's Scorpio. So right now, it's like, okay, can we make a balance? We want to find out the legalities of all of this. We have a lot of air pilots who have been really run ragged lately, been clocking a lot of hours. That if you notice, there's a lot more flights. People are taking flights, they're traveling, they want to travel, and they're being pushed to do something. A lot of them don't want to do it. and they're doing, not that they're walking out or going on strike, but they're doing calls. So they're calling in sick. They're not coming in. They're not showing up for their shift, and you can't fire them for it. So this is where we're seeing this energy. So there's this internal core, this internal fight that is going on right now. And it's not only in the extended world, because we're also seeing a lot of, when teachers are being mandated to do, certain things. Health workers are being mandated to do certain things. So we're starting to feel, what does this mean? Because if they start walking out, and we're feeling this internally, it's like, what does that mean? What does that look like? Now, a lot of people go into the panic mode. It's like, oh my God, we're not going to have any doctors or nurses. And people freak. They start to freak because there's things that, energies that are being forced upon people that they don't want to go with. Like, they don't know. And it's not that they don't. And here's the thing. It's like a lot of them, it's not that they don't believe in taking other elixirs. They just don't believe in this one. This one has too many funny things about it, and too many funny, too much funny biology about it, or chemistry about it, and not all the information is being or allowed to be revealed. And I think that is making a lot of people hesitant. So we have this energy that's coming in, and part of it for us individually, as people, as humans, a part of your universe. Everybody's in control of their universe. You are the creator of your world. You are the creator of what comes in and what doesn't come in. It is up to you. It's up to you to go into that agenda or not to go into that agenda. And this is where we're finding this week is a forward motion on asking you, where do you want to put your energy? And this is where, on what do you want to fall into? Are you going to fall into that or not? Now, this is where many are feeling it, because they're feeling the crunch, because it's like, oh my God, what about my house? What about my food? What about, oh my God, it's October, in 2 months it's Christmas. We got Christmas coming up. If I don't have a job, I don't have enough saving. Like, all of this from the mundane world comes smacking everybody in the face. This is where it's like, overwhelmness, feeling the stressors. They're not stepping into their agenda. And this isn't to say to do it or not to do it, but this is stepping into your truth, not the truth of something that's going to be coming in. Because there's more, as I said, October is going to bring in more information about this. And I'm looking at, for Friday, it looks like it feels like there's going to be a lot going to be revealed. And then we're going to head into a weekend of craziness. We're going to head into a weekend that's going to be bringing in, like, oh my God, a lot of squares and quincunx where people are not being able to see things fully. They're not going to be able to, see the full factors of what's happening. And so this is where it's like, you got to take some time and do some of your breath work, come into, your meditations, your prayers, your journaling, like writing this out and having a dialogue with what it is that you desire, what is important to you and your world. And this is where each individual person has to make that up for themselves. And that's where you're finding many are coming in and saying, no, we're not going to do this. Now, this is there's, what is that? My understanding, 14,000 air traffic controllers that's in the United States. So 6,000 are deciding not to go. This is going to put delays on flights and delays. And remember, I said the South Node is in Sag. That has to do with airplanes. Sagittarius deals with travel, migration. South border right now in the United States, migration. things are happening. Now they're worried that it's not COVID. There's typhoid and other things that are popping up with this, all of this not being controlled. And it's not saying that we don't want people to migrate. But we want people to be well. We want people to be well. And that's the thing. And people aren't well. People are getting sick. And there's other things that are coming forth. So this is where it's like, what is the narrative that I want to go into? My Halloween narrative? And really coming in, because there's been quite a few people and my clients that have come forward, and they're scared. They're scared because they're being forced into something they don't want to do. Some of them are even pregnant, and they're very terrified that they're being forced to do something, and they're pregnant. But nobody can give them a definite information on what's going to happen when they're pregnant. It's all, so this is, this is where they're at. What do I do? This is how I feel. This is what I know to be true for me. But this is what I could lose. And it's like, okay, is that, this is where people have to come into their sovereignty. Because there is going to be a lot of pushing this week. I can see it. There's going to be a lot of pushing for an agenda to be pushed on people that they don't want. And then something to do with the light. So if they're pushed into something that they don't want done, I feel something to do with liberty is coming in. So the word liberty is coming in. So the word liberty, the light's coming in to show and shine. But I got like, here the light's shining, we're showing you what's going on, but are people going to believe it, or are they still into the shadows of the darkness? Because the dark is making as much plans as they can. The dark is really doing as much as they can to push something, to get something onto people. And this is coming into a place of wanting to find peace in your life, peace in the world around you. So, a couple things. We have a full moon that's happening on the 20th. And then we have a new moon on the 3rd. Oh, no, the new moon's on my birthday. New moon on my birthday. Hallelujah. Let's celebrate. It's a crazy moon. 5:15. New moon, 5:15. Wow. So we have 1, 2, 3. Then we have a lunar eclipse, November 19th. We have a lunar eclipse November 19th. And then we have a solar eclipse December 4th. So we have 1, 2, that's 4, 5, 6. 6 moons before Christmas. And I want to put a package together for you guys for new moon readings. And so it's 6 moons until before Christmas. And that would be $150 if someone's going to do each moon reading. But if you are wanting to get a package of 6 moon readings, I will sell it to you for $100. So you get two readings for free. So those are mini readings that you would get each moon. So you'd be getting the reading sometime. So for the one on the 20th, you'd be getting it the week, the 18th, 19th, 17th, 18th, 19th, you'll get your mini reading. The mini readings are anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. They're channeled readings. So I can't, it's like when they stop the channeling, it's like, okay, the switch got turned off. I can't turn the switch back on. So, because people ask me, like, well, it was turned, the message came through, right? So, they're mini readings, they average $25, but if you, for the 6 for the end of the year, between now and the end of the year, I can give it to you. I'm going to do a sale for $100. So if people are wanting to get those readings, 6 readings till the end of the year, $100. And I think I'm just looking at the full moon in Aries. With that full moon in Aries coming in, that's going to be a catapult one. That full moon in Aries on the 20th, that's going to be a real catapult of energy coming in, and that's going to be very transformational. I feel like I get there's some kind of rumbling coming up this week. There's something rumbling, that the earth is shaking. Something's going to explode. It feels like there's going to be something exploding, something rumbling, and then with that with that full moon in Aries the following week, and that is the god of war coming in. There's definitely, and with Mars at least will still be in Libra, thank God. But still, I mean, that there's a Mars opposition. Oh, that's it, the Mars opposition with this. So the Mars will be opposing a lot of this energy, because the full moon will be in the morning, and then the moon goes into Taurus. Boom. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Okay, so then the moon goes into Taurus. That's when the earth starts. There's some rattling coming in. So when things are in Aries for a while and they build up, because Aries is a buildup. So when Mars was in Aries and Mars went retrograde last year at this time, it was a huge buildup, and he was there for 6 months. When he stepped out, when Mars stepped out, was on January 6th. So there was definitely something coming forward from that time. So now I feel like with that moon, because this is our internal core, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of disruptions, or a lot of people disrupting. So there's going to be a lot of disruptions that are going to happen during that moon. It feels unsettling. Just looking at it on the calendar here, it just feels very unsettling. And I think this is a week of putting things together for ourselves, like getting things together. The tension's high. It's, but not as high as last week. But this is where it's like, okay, Pluto's going, we got to go. Saturn says, get in the car. We're going to pick up Jupiter and Mercury on the way. So come on, let's go. And everything is going, we're heading into this new direction. Are you with me? Are you with me in this new direction? Are you with me in doing something different? Are you with me in creating something new for yourself? And that doesn't mean that it's a external change. This is an internal change. This is psychological. This is a change where you switch and you say, okay, so-and-so has been freaking out over COVID, and they're not coming out of their house, and they're freaking out over everything. I'm not, you know what? God bless you. I don't need that in my life. I don't need to have that narrative. So I'm not going to focus on it. I'm going to love you for where you are, and I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to put my energy into that. I'm refocusing over here. This is what I'm focusing on. I have a career. I'm working at this. Many have put up ultimatums to their bosses of saying, you know what, we prefer to work at home. We've been doing this for the last year and something, 2 years. We've been very productive at home. We want to continue working at home. Many companies are going for that and saying, okay, this is great because I don't have to enforce anything on you. You're in your own home. So this is where I feel like this is part of the light coming in and saying, okay, this is, you know what, I'm going to step into my truth. This is where I'm going to step into my focus. And when we start looking at it in that way, yeah, the world's still going to go crazy. Yes, there's still a lot going on. But I'm going to say, okay, you know what? I need to focus over here, if this is making any sense, because that's where the push is coming in. And Pluto's saying, okay, but as we drive, you're going to see a lot of craziness. You're going to see, and Saturn's going, and this is very Saturnian energy, because it's saying you're not going to like some of the structures that are going to put up, but not a lot of those structures have a strong foundation at this time. So don't worry about it. They're going to fall, but you got to trust us that it's everything's going to work out. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for us to make these transformation and changes in the world, but they're going to happen. Just trust in your divine, trust in the universe. This is going to be fine. And there are things in your life that you cannot control. There are things that come in out of the blue. You know, it's called the black swan. Black swans show up. We can't control them. And we're like, okay, but we got to deal with it. It's not that we brush it underneath the couch. We deal with it. We got to say, it's like, you know, that's where Pluto and Saturn come in. You can't brush anything under the couch right now. This is how you're going to be deal with it with love and light, and let's get going. Many are going to have a difficulty in doing that. It's going to be very overwhelming. It's going to be very stressful. And especially if they don't have a very strong Mars. So if you don't have a strong Mars, or where your Saturn is, if you don't have a lot of Capricorn energy or a little bit of Aries energy. I mean, my Jupiter is in Aries, so it's like, okay, let's go, let's expand things, let's move. You know, it's you know, and I have a Venus in Scorpio, so it's like, no, we're getting shit done. Let's get strategic. Let's figure shit out. So let's move here and let's figure shit out. And that's where we start putting the energy to. We start putting the energy to what we need to figure out. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What is that? How is my connection with God? How is my connection with the universe? Okay, let me check in. So that's what you're going to be finding, especially as you're going to start feeling it today and as we go forward through this week. Moon will be heading into Aquarius, and when the moon heads into Aquarius, we start getting into a lot of electricity and a lot of sci-fi kind of craziness. So this is where, too, for many people, if you're not used to Aquarius energy is very ET. That's why I was saying, you know, for many of my clients, you know, getting some Tektite or Moldavite, start working with a lot of this energy, because it really helps you to create a higher vibration. It helps you to really connect on a very deeper level with a lot of the Aquarian energies to move forward, and especially with Saturn there. So Saturn's trying to hang on to things, yet know that some things has to go, and that's where Uranus is going to come in. And with that, you know, a Uranus square that's going on. So we're heading into some beautiful light. This is the light that's coming in. You know, it's a candle. We're lighting the cauldrons. We're lighting the cauldrons. But from the cauldrons we have to light the main candle. From the main candle, we go and we touch other candles along the way for things to get lit up in the darkness as we are going into the darkness of winter in the Northern Hemisphere. So we're coming into this cauldron energy of us coming in to stir the cauldron energy. So that's why I wanted to do this with the 6 moons left, new moon and full moon left, plus there's a solar and a lunar eclipse in between all of this shit before Christmas. We're not even touching close to what's going to be happening on the solstice and what's happening on Christmas Day. It's a whole other kettle of fish. But we want to get ourselves prepared, so when these things are really, because this Aries moon is really going to be a Kickstarter for us, and I'm going to do it for $100. So that's 6 readings for $100, 6 mini readings for $100. So, yeah, wow. You know, I feel for a lot of you. Deepak Deeps, please read for me? No, I'm not going to read for you. So just saying, if you're wanting a reading, please book a reading, or you can buy the 6 mini readings for $100. I'm trying to make them as reasonable for people as I can right now, because I understand people are going through financial shit and craziness at this time, and a lot of people are going through a lot of movement, a lot of changes in their life, and it's hard for them. It's hard for them. So my 29th one is full, so that Passing Through the Veil is full. I do have room for the one on the 17th, which is a Sunday. I keep on thinking it's Saturday, but it's a Sunday. So if you're wanting to join me for that, it's Stirring the Cauldron. It's my conjuring class, and we're going to learn about dressing a candle. And it's all on Zoom. So I need an arrow pointed for me. Oh, Tammy. I wish I could be out there helping you to point that arrow. All heading to Tammy's house. There's a big bow and arrow in the backyard. It's just, anyway. But it is. There's some crazy. There's some crazy energy. Well, it has been crazy. The other thing that what I've noticed, or what I felt, that over here. Another thing that I've really felt lately is that when this all started, your bed is warm and ready. Gotta start heading your way. Probably won't be till next spring, hopefully. Let's see. The other thing is, like, at the beginning of everything, everybody was gung-ho. All right, we're going, we're doing this, we're getting things going. We know things started happening in 2019. And I was telling you, my son even said this to his friend yesterday. He goes, my mom was telling me about four months before everything happened, all these 6 months. He goes, she kept on saying, there's going to be lockdowns. Border's going to get closed. And he kept on saying, Mom, you're full of shit. Like, Mom, you're full of shit. Like, this is bullshit. I'm saying, no, there's something crazy coming. You guys got to be careful. And then we had the lockdown. And everything started to happen in 2020. And this is where, at first we're going along, and we're hunky-dory, and things feel fine, and everything starts going. Then in December of 2020, things started to sort of take a real turn. Energies really started to take a turn. Things started to come into 2021, and I know a lot of people, were saying it's the Renaissance age, and yes, I know we're building a new foundation, but I didn't see it as a Renaissance age. I don't see it as something new. I see this as still we're still in a place of dismantlement, and I think that's where discouragement comes in. But we're at a place now at 2022, or are we 2021? Haven't gone into 2022. 2021, we're at this place where we were hoping that the walls would be up. We were hoping, that there would be a roof. We were hoping that we would have some appliances coming in by now. But we're still sitting in a poured foundation. And now we're finding a lot of cracks in that foundation. We're finding that, okay, things aren't seeming the way that they're supposed to be. This isn't, I've dismantled everything, but there's a feeling of like lost hope. Like they don't have that hope. And there's a theory, there was an experiment. It was called the Hope Experiment. And what they did, and this is okay for anybody who's a vegetarian, or okay, you guys aren't going to like this. They took rats and they put them in a test tube. And they see how long they would tread water. And they treaded water and then they drowned. And I think it lasted like about 3 minutes or less, right? So then what they did is that they did the test again. They put the rats in. But just before, as they were going underwater, they grabbed them and they took them out and they dried them off and they got them okay. Then they put them back in to the water and they tread water for 60 hours because there was hope that that hand was going to come in and save them again. This is where what we've been going through. We've been going through this energy of false hope. Of, oh, they're going to come in and save us. They're going to come in. You know, we got the CERB. We got all of this money. People were like, okay. You know, it went from, I don't know, was it $2,000 down to $900, down to $500. Oh, no, but we're still getting something. We're still getting something. There's still that false hope. And that's where people are. They're just like slowly losing their, losing hope. And we're at this energy field where it's like, oh my God, I don't know what else I can do. And it's the psychological effect and that happens in what they do. And with that, to get you to a false hope, to believing that something's going to come in and save you. The truth is the only saving is you going into your hope, your desires for you. And the direction that you are needing to go to. And that's where I just like, even for myself, I can feel it where a lot of people are, yeah, we started doing good in 2020. Things weren't too bad. Yeah, some people had, you know, everybody had a crazy time. 2021, a little bit, okay. A lot of people made a choice and they're saying, this is going to save us. This is going to save us. We're going to get the elixir. We're going to be fine. We're going to be able to live our life. We're going to be able to do the things that we want to do. Yet it didn't turn out that way. It didn't turn out the way that everybody said it was, you know, what they said it was going to be. So there was just like, well, you just never know. It's going to turn around. It's going to turn around. The planets in the universe is saying you can't focus on that over there, on that. That is the false hope. The true hope is within inside of you. If you're hoping and you know, it's like my poor daughter took holidays and they drove to the border and that's when they shut it down. I was like, yeah, okay, that I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen, but they have to experiment. They have to do it on their own. Same with flying. They have to, you know what? There's a lot of craziness that's happening with flights. You know, who knows what within a week from now, what other airlines are going to stop flying, or they're not going to have pilots, or they're not going to have air traffic controllers. So we're finding it's like, okay, then I'm not going to put my energy into that. You know, it's, I was listening to one guy who goes, I got to go to LA. And I think he's in Virginia or somewhere. He says he's got to fly to LA. And he's like, he goes, I'm trusting in God that I'm going to get there. He's, you know, it's that I got to trust because I don't even know if there's going to be a flight there or if there's going to be an airline happening, because there's going to be a lot of bumped flights that are going to be happening. And this is where people are kind of at. It's just like, well, we thought it would be this way. We thought it would be better. We thought. And my mother always said thought didn't do anything. It was just a thought. It wasn't an action. It's like, what are the actions you're going to take in your each individual life? What does that feel like? What does that look like? Sometimes you may not know, or you may not have all the answers right now. Mercury's retrograde. So you might not have all the answers, but you might have an inkling or desire of something. And that's what you got to go into. So leaving you with hope. And even to me, for hope, I just want to leave you with a desire. I'd rather go into a desire with you and go into a greater possibility, a greater transformation, and leading you to a place of grace and coming to that place of grace, which is such a beautiful spot to go into. So I'm going to send you guys off so much love as we step into our new life, our new way of being, and coming and send you off with so much peace. My hands are tied. It's a sad time for me. It's, yeah, many people are feeling that too, that their hands are tied, that they have to for whatever reason, they feel this is what they have to do. And it's easy for other people to say to people, and this is the other thing, it's easy to say, your hands aren't tied, it's only metaphorically, okay? That's my sarcastic voice. It's like, okay, now you have to sit and say, for me, I'm holding my hands and I'm taking my hands and putting them at my heart. This is the direction, and these are the steps I need to take in order to create what peace I need, what joy I need within my life. And if I feel that I am needing to step over to this place where the elixir is being put out, take your vitamin C, take your vitamin D, take your zinc, boost your immune system with this. And go in, and don't go in it with guilt, and don't go into it with feeling. And that's the thing, is don't go into this feeling guilty that you copped out or you're a failure. And that's the other thing, is like, we don't walk in other people's shoes. We don't need to be putting other people down for decisions, because we don't know all the information in their life. So it's stepping forward and saying, okay, I have to make a decision for the greater good. And sometimes, some people are put into a position, this is where they have to go. And do the vitamin C, do the vitamin D. Drink Energy C, like get the Energy C, put it in your water and utilize that. Drink it in your water. That's where it's like, okay, these are where I need to go. And honor yourself through it all. Don't beat yourself up with shit. Don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So honor yourself. I have my opinions, and I know some of my opinions are very strong, and they, I'm not a millionaire, and I'm not a thousandaire. I'm maybe 100-aire. 50-aire. It's where I go by my convictions within my own self and where I stand. I'm not afraid for me personally, I'm not afraid of losing things. My kids are older. So, this is the other factor, is that my kids are older. But I have to do the things that I need to do for me and take those chances for my own self. And Tammy has a warm bed for me, so I know I have a few places I could go that have a warm bed for me. So I'm fortunate in that way. But never think that your hands are tied. There's others, when you step into and say, okay, this is the direction I need to go. What can I do to boost myself and boost my immune system? And take that into account. So, and honor yourself with it. So, sending you out love, Sherry. But that's where, come to Manitoba. Come to Manitoba. Well, mandates are going down in Manitoba too. So I could go to, but that's the thing. It's like, with so much coming down the pipeline in many different places, where people are being pushed to do certain things and certain acts. I think that's where the controversy is. That's where the controversy is, So if you guys are wanting the 6 mini readings, they're $100, and I'm going to send you guys out with so much love from there. And definitely, may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, and all that you be, and all that you do. Stand tall. Know that your cauldron is lit. Allow your light to shine, because as your light shines, you light the main candle. You start to light the main candle, and from there, the light is lit. So, sending you off with so much love. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a blessed day, everybody.